This is stimulus check updated information. There's more stimulus checks going out every week. The Treasury is sending out stimulus bonus payments, plus up payments. These are people that are getting their filings in and trying to get the stimulus checks from before. Also, people that have never received a stimulus check can get those checks out, sent out to you. And I'll cover some of those details in this video because there is a lot of new things happening with stimulus right now. Nancy Pelosi is trying to get people back into Washington to try to vote on this giant $3.5 trillion budget plan. This is something that is huge, it's big, and I think they're gonna try to get the fourth stimulus check inside of this new plan. Also, the Senate did vote on this infrastructure, $1 trillion, if you can believe it, to come out there and get more jobs out there, infrastructure. So they voted on it, but Nancy Pelosi is not gonna vote on the $3.5 trillion budget plan unless she can get that approved and passed, and then she'll vote on the infrastructure plan. I think she's playing a little hardball with that. So we'll see if she can get that passed. There is a slight lead for the Democrats right now to get votes out there, but I don't know if all the Democrats are actually going to vote on this, or even if Republicans will be on board with this $3.5 trillion stimulus. There are a lot of other states that are stepping up right now, taking that $350 billion plan that they have, that each state received, and they're turning around and giving that out to their citizens right now. I think it's good news for a lot of states. They have until the end of this year to get more stimulus. Every state, I believe, every month it's going to start to have some type of program where they're going to take that money, return it to the people in that area. So I want to cover a lot of those states, see which one is good, which one's not, which state you might be in, and we'll see if you're going to be receiving a stimulus check. So the thing is, if you believe you're eligible for these checks, make sure you log on to your state's Treasury website and either register with your state or contact its Treasury department. That'd be the best way to see if you are eligible for these payments. Texas right now, there's a lot of different cities inside of Texas that is going to be getting these payments, $500 bonus in Irvine, and then a $2,000 bonus distributed to staff who return to the classroom in September. So it's an incentive to get teachers back into their different schools. Every state received billions and billions of dollars. So every state received, like for instance, Texas received like $35 billion. Florida received $9 billion. New Mexico received about $1.8 billion in the American Rescue Plan. So every state has a big old, stimulus money sitting in their treasury, and they can turn around and pay out people in their area. Tennessee is sending out $1,000 checks to hazard pay bonus for teachers, part-time teachers in that state. A lot of these states right now are just sending out payments to teachers. Me personally, I don't know why they're sending out just to teachers. I believe there's other people in those states that definitely need those stimulus. But again, this is just what those governors are doing. Michigan is $500 hazard pay for teachers. Georgia was sending out $1,000 checks and then $500 for part-time teachers. Also, you have Florida sending out $1,000 checks to teachers and administrators. Now, Florida also is sending out payments to frontline workers, EMTs, firefighters, policemen. They're also getting a bonus from these stimulus payments. Now, all these payments were sent to each individual. Now, some of them may have not gone out, so you want to check with your Treasury to see if those payments are going to go out to you. New Mexico is sending out $740 for about 4,000 people, so it's about $5 million to be distributed to New Mexicans. Again, New Mexico, they received $1.8 billion, and they're only setting aside $5 billion. Seems they're a little stingy in some of these states. Again, Florida, it looks like they're going to be coming up with, I think they're spending $110 million out of the $9 billion they have. They seems to be a little stingy, but maybe they'll step up and send more. Maryland is $500 for families and then $300 for individuals. And these are people that were filing for unemployment benefits. Also Colorado, $375 who received at least one unemployment payment in the state of Colorado. California is the only state right now that has done the right thing and sending out regular stimulus checks. So about 2/3 of the people in California will receive a $600 payment plus a $500 payment to children. The qualifications is $75,000 or less per year. And then those are all going to be going out to people that live in that state. So all these states right now all received billions of dollars from the federal government in the American Rescue Plan. It's just a matter of them taking that money, turning it around and giving it out to their citizens. If you're in a state that has not received a stimulus check, or you think you should be getting one, I would try to reach out to the governors or the legislature in that area and say, hey, you guys need to start sending out stimulus checks. Put a little pressure on them, see if they'll come through and start sending out stimulus checks to people in that area. One of the big stimulus checks that are going out right now is going to be this child tax credit. These are going to be going out to families. There is a new tool. There's a portal that has been set up from the IRS. It's a child tax credit updated portal. What this does is it's going to be allowing families to go in there and update their information, whether they're going to be paying by bank, check, or all that. But it also gives information of when these checks are going out. Every month on the 15th, families are going to be getting a stimulus payment every month, and they've already been going out since July. So there's actually been 2 payments that have been sent out. This is part of the American Rescue Plan. This is the child tax credit that has been going out to families that have children. Now, if you have kids under the age of 6, then you can be getting a $3,600 total payment. But what they've done, they've split that in half, and they're going to be taking monthly payments up until December, and then the other half is going to be given in March of next year. That's when the other $1,800 will be sent out. But that's good news for a lot of families that have children. If you're going to be having children, you might as well take advantage of this. If you haven't done so already, you can file your returns and add any child you want as dependent. And then once you do that, you'll be right into the payments for that. So then if you have children between the age of 6 and 17, you're also going to be getting a monthly check. So it's $300 per month on the 15th for kids under the age of 6, and then between 6 and 17 is $250 per month, and that's going all the way to December. And then what they're trying to do is extend that out through the year 2025. But this new portal allows you to get in there and check, make sure you're receiving a paper check or direct deposit. Again, direct deposit is the easiest way for everybody to get their payments. Hopefully in the future they'll come out with some type of app, I believe, maybe on your phone, where they drop the money into your app and then you spend it. But for right now, it's just got to go through old school banks and checks and all that. I mean, we are living in the digital age. I think a lot of these banks and paper checks should be updated. And the problem is that banks aren't allowing a lot of people that should be getting bank accounts because of the banking system. But if they come out with some type of app and the Fed does that, I think everybody will be included in that. So again, there's $3,600 for children under the age of 6. And then between 6 and 17 is $3,000 payments. And then there will be those monthly payments of $300 per month, and then the $250 for kids between 6 and 17. Good news though, for a lot of parents that do have children, you will be receiving that stimulus check every month. Now in this American Families Plan, President Biden is trying to get the child tax credit to extend out through the year 2025. And what that would mean is that either they're going to come out with a lump sum on that every month, every year, or they're going to have some type of monthly payment on a recurring basis. I think that's what they're trying to do, is get a recurring basis of those families to where you'd be getting, like a $300 check every month until they turn 6, and then you start getting a $250 check, and that would last until 2025. American Families Plan, I believe, is going to be coming up in this $3.5 trillion spending plan that Nancy Pelosi is going to be putting together. This is something that they're going to be voting on in the next couple of weeks. Inside of that, hopefully they'll get that extended out. They might be extending out the federal unemployment of $7.25. They might bump that up to $15. I personally think that they should bump it up to $25 an hour, just because of the fact the inflation, the amount of money they're printing, that's the only way that wages are going to keep up with all the inflation. Now the unemployment benefits they're going to end on September 6th. So a lot of people are going to be missing out on those unemployment. I don't know if they're going to try to extend that out through the end of the year. It looks like they're not. It looks like they're going to end that unemployment. Now, President Biden is trying to urge a lot of these states to use the stimulus money to use that as unemployment. And if a lot of these states start to lock down their economies again and shut down businesses, they're going to have a hard time keeping up with a lot of these businesses that need the help and need support. Again, a lot of these cities are going to be mandating, all that. That's going to put a lot of pressure on these businesses, because the businesses aren't going to be able to really police this. A lot of them are going to go out of business if they can't manage this whole mandate thing. And if they are forced to close down again, most businesses are going to shut down. And it's not good when businesses shut down, because then employees can't get paid. So if a business shuts down, then that employee can't go into that business and they can't get employment. And if more businesses shut down, that means less and less employment for people out there. And there are a lot of jobs available to people right now, but I think that people are still getting paid that unemployment, and that they need to probably extend that out or end it to allow people to start going back to work. So if you have any questions about any of the stimulus checks information, you can drop those questions in the comments below. There is going to be this new $2,000 payment that hopefully will be coming out if they can get this change.org petition 2 to 3 million signatures and put a lot of pressure on Congress. I don't know. This is just something that they put together and tried to say, hey, let's get this $2,000 payment. Congress is going to have to set up some type of universal basic income to start getting payments out to everybody. And so I look forward to seeing when that comes out, if they can start to negotiate and get this done this next month in these up and coming bills. Hey, so this is your daily stimulus check updated information for today.